What's going on, y'all? It's your man, Mike Deloach, coming to you today with another podcast. So, recently I made a podcast as far as how people will respect your work ethic, and that was just, me basically, you know, kind of summing up the fact that, here it is, I was coming from a different environment and people not understanding my work ethic versus those who may have grew up with me and saw me work had already respected that. But I more or less had, to show my work ethic to get a certain respect. But one thing I want to talk about as far as in the, work environment is, you know, respect the person that still uses their hands or appreciate that worker that, still uses their hands, to make a dollar, because, nowadays with the sports culture, movie culture. So you got a lot of athletes and actors and actresses, and even down to social media. You got a lot of social media influencer these days that, are making, six figure, 7 figure incomes, So the thing is, with that, I feel like a lot of people have gotten lazy and, people who are really getting paid big bucks are not necessarily someone who is really using their hands to service people. And, that's what it all boils down to, too, because, again, like I said, people get lazy, but at the end of the day, most people or your everyday person is making money by providing a service for someone, whether that be your electrician or your mechanic or your farmer or your carpenter, people like that. Because again, it's easy to, I ain't gonna say it's easy because, athletes do have to put in the work to keep themselves, physically to run up and down the court or run up and down the field, whatever the case may be, and there is some skills that it takes to be an actor or actress, but it's not necessarily, in those aspects, the actors and actresses, they're not necessarily using their hands, but like I said, when I say people get lazy, is because with all of these things, these newer incomes are, these easier ways to make money, people become spoiled, and it shows, you know what I mean? People show that they were spoiled, people show you that, like I said, they never really taught a trade as if you would, and as they call it these days, a trade, A lot of people were never taught that trade. However, they need those people, those type of people, more than, what's highlighted. Or, I feel like we don't give those type of people the glory that they deserve and how they actually help us function in our day-to-day world just as much as attention that athlete may get or the actor or actress, because those people are just there to give us entertainment, and once they finish giving us that entertainment, they really don't give us no other service, but here it is, if, you got a blown tire, somebody got to change that tire to get you back on the road, and that car is what's going to get you to your job every day, or, you need to change your part. You need to change the starter. Your car won't crank because you need a starter. Somebody got to change that, And even down to your plumber, You may have a clog in your sink, and you may not know how to go down under there and loosen up certain things, snake the sink or whatever to get it running, or, stuff like that, You may have a leak in your ceiling. You gotta get a roofer, to come fix your leak in your ceiling, So, again, I think a lot of people overlook those type of jobs and those type of positions and those type of people unknowingly, is that they play more important role of your day-to-day life than this entertainer. So that's what I want to say. Appreciate that person who still works with their hands. Appreciate that person who can build, that's in cabinets, or whatever the case may be, or just helping you build some containers for your garden. And even that person that is gardening. Like I said, it's so easy to forget because me, like I said, I grew up in the South, so I've seen how it takes time for certain plants to grow, how it takes time for that seed to germinate and to crack through that soil and make that bud, you know what I mean, and to produce that crop. That takes time. But living in the city, living in the city, you don't see so much of that actual process. You just go to the grocery store whenever it's convenient for you and get whatever items that you need. And a lot of people don't see that process, so I feel like they fail to like I said, to appreciate that person because they don't see that process. So they're not going to be able to appreciate that person who has that green thumb. But here it is, that person that has that green thumb is, again, plays a major part in your day-to-day living. So I just want to say again, just think about that. And, when you out and about on your day-to-day, or, the next time you may have to get some work done on your car, or, whatever the case may be, you need something upholstered, or whatever the case may be, thank that person. Show your appreciation, and if, they are doing a service for you, be obliged to tip. You know what I mean? Yeah, pay them for, whatever invoice they may bill you for, but at the same time, be willing to tip that person because, again, we need them more on the day-to-day to help this thing go and to keep this world going around, versus that entertainer, But that's all I got for now, man. So if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel. This is going to be one of the playlists, the podcast, so be sure to subscribe to the channel, A Black Man in New Mexico. If you want to get involved, I'm still doing interviews. Feel free to email me at ablackmaninNewMexico@gmail.com, and the NM is abbreviated for New Mexico. But share the video, if you, want to show your appreciation to somebody else, and take the time to let them know that, hey, somebody was thinking about you as far as, the service that you provide on a day-to-day. You know what I mean? And, even that person that's at the grocery store that's helping that elderly person with their groceries, you know what I mean? Thank that person too, because they're still providing, a different type of service as well, yeah, thank y'all for listening. Check out the channel, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and until next time, we'll holla back. In due time, but in the meantime, you gotta put in the work. You better get on your job. You better get on your job. I put in work. You better get on your job. You better get on your job. I put in work. You better get